Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chandler, the Geek Slays. Welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast, episode 21. 9 plus 10.
Hey, Wine.
There you go. Got it that time. Okay. So we got some stuff to talk about today. TikTok being banned, Ninja streaming on YouTube. Maybe something else. I don't know.
Probably a lot of things.
Probably, because we get very distracted. You know, squirrel.
Where?
So the US is considering banning TikTok and other Chinese social media apps. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told Fox News that the White House is looking at the possibility. He said that the US has already acted to protect its telecoms infrastructure and wanted to make the right decision when it comes to smartphones. Before I read any more of this, I'm just going to throw my opinion out there, which I already told you. It's that we are people. We're adults. We live in the US. I should be able to make the choice if I want to use TikTok or not. Like, we don't have privacy. Don't try to feed me that bullshit. Facebook steals your data, Google, Twitter, fucking MySpace might still be stealing your data too. Who knows? You know, MySpace is still up and running. Did we? We should go back to use. Let's start a MySpace resurgence.
Now on. This is MySpace.
Stop hitting my chair. He's trying to steal the armrest.
Mine doesn't have an armrest.
Buy a better chair.
You buy a better chair. It's your house, and I'm the guest.
You're not the guest. You're the co-host. You want a good chair? Buy a good chair.
You don't pay me enough.
I don't get paid enough to pay. See what we mean? Sidetracked all the time. Washington has been on a campaign against Chinese technology firms. Huawei in particular has been in the crosshairs. The U.S. maintains that Huawei equipment could be used for espionage by Beijing and that user data could be compromised. Huawei has repeatedly denied those allegations. But TikTok, owned by Beijing-based ByteDance, has also been on the radar since last year. Washington has been concerned that the platform censors content and that its data could be accessed by Beijing. When asked in a Fox News interview if the U.S. would be looking at banning TikTok and other Chinese social media apps, Pompeo said, "We're taking this very seriously. We're certainly looking at it. We've worked on this issue for a long time," he said, whether it was the problem of having Huawei technology in your infrastructure. Gone all over the world and we're making real progress getting that out. We declared ZTE a danger to American national security. What the fuck? ZTE is a telecommunications equipment company. China, okay. Oh, they make like shitty, like $50 smartphones. They're kind of trash. But they're a threat to whatever I read. National security. Sorry. With respect to Chinese apps on people's cell phones in the United States, we'll get this one right too. Doubt.
Well, at least they're,
Thinking about it.
Doing something, they're
the
like.
The problem is,
it.
I don't trust the fuckers that are in place to research it to do a good fucking job. I don't trust anyone that has to do with our government. Look at fucking net neutrality. That got turned down, even though over 150 million Americans signed the petition saying, don't take away net neutrality. They just did. You know what the number of people who didn't sign that were? People who were old and didn't know how to use the internet, or people who were too young to figure out how to fucking do anything? Every person who knew what the fuck was going on said no. Did it anyways. TikTok insists that U.S. user data is stored in the United States with a backup in Singapore and that it has never been provided to the government. However, wording can be critical in these cases, and it's entirely possible that China can access the data without TikTok providing it. Sure, and I could access the data without TikTok providing it to me too. If I tried hard enough. Jesus Christ. Fucking morons. The company also provided a somewhat unconvincing explanation of the revelation that it was reading user clipboard. When asked by Fox News if Americans should download social media app, Pompeo said only if you want your private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. What private information? My name and my address? Something they already know? Like, I don't put my credit card information in on TikTok. Even if I did. What the fuck ever.
Hard problem. Have barriers in place to credit card.
Yeah. Like I don't know what information they're so worth.
I just feel like they don't know a lot about this. That's why they're like trying to figure out if the Chinese any information their advantage. I don't know what.
What? Knowing that we all hate that we live here? Sure. Use that to your advantage. We'd hate living there too. It wouldn't be better there. We're just saying it sucks here.
Right. The only thing I agree with is maybe ban people who like Donald Trump from being able to use TikTok.
Sure. But I think if you're, this is just my opinion, in a position of power like that, you shouldn't be allowed to use media. Like, okay, that might be too strong a word. You shouldn't be allowed to just willy-nilly post to social media. You need a team to approve. Because Trump posts some dumbass shit on Twitter. I bet other people do too, but, you know, who knows the name.
Right.
Like, there are a lot of people who say some dumbass shit. So they should just be told, fucking don't do that unless it's approved by this group of people.
And I find it funny. This is kind of new. Politics.
Yeah.
You know, Twitter and shit like that. Like, people are like, Donald Trump is probably the worst president for saying. Well, I don't feel like that's necessarily true.
Everyone else could have said stupid shit if they had Twitter.
They didn't have access to it. This is like, Donald Trump is like the first president.
We live in a very weird time.
To, you know, learn about social. Actually, at least you know what the hell he's thinking. You know?
Yeah, even if it's super fucked up, and
he says what he says what's on his mind, so you know what he's thinking. It's better than somebody who just hides shit from you. That's my opinion. Okay, yeah, it's stupid, but at least I know he have that, you know, that stupidity part of him versus it, you know, held that from. I would have never known that about.
In the U.S., TikTok is almost as popular as YouTube. Among kids, it's more popular. Among, like, you know, kids under the age of like 16, probably. Like, as much as I love TikTok, like, it's a fun place to hang out, watch videos for 20 minutes. I can't sit on TikTok for 3 hours. Whereas YouTube, you can hit a rabbit hole of weird ass videos, and you're just like, oh, it's 4 a.m. and I'm watching. What the? Where am I? Where did the last 7 hours of my life go? Oh, apparently that's it. So there's no real information on, like, what data they're worried about. Any data on the internet is at risk of being stolen by whether it's a different government or just a hacker or just some fucking dude, you know,
who's bored,
or just these companies. Like, your data on the internet is always at risk. That's why there's different things you should do, using a VPN, using something, not a sponsor, but I'd be appreciative if they were, using something like LastPass, where all of your passwords are stored on this one website, but they're changed every 2 weeks, and they're just 28 character long, random fucking bullshit stuff. And then you just use LastPass to sign into everything, which LastPass will then use your, what's it called, like, Face ID or fingerprint or whatever from your phone. So unless you lose your phone, you're probably not gonna get hacked. Like, it's a very low chance of that.
I would say the good. Like, I haven't seen anything where
Right.
Like they were just
They're just-
asked that question. They just
Right.
said we're looking at.
Right. Which
They didn't come out and say, well, we're probably going to do this. Which even if they try to do that, it's probably not going to happen. Because
right. Yeah, nobody would fine with that. Like, you can have a problem with the app, that's fine, but then make government officials stop using it, but don't tell me I'm not allowed to use an app. This is America. This isn't India. This isn't,
this isn't a communist
yeah,
country.
we have freedoms here. And so if I choose to continue to use TikTok, I will. Which I probably will, but India banned TikTok, 59 Chinese apps, including TikTok. Chinese. So okay, let's see. Back in April, a Reddit user operating under the username or the handle Bang or Lull.
It's supposed to be Bangalore.
Probably not, but
Bangor.
see, I'm thinking it's just Bang or. Posted an analysis of the social media app after reverse engineering it. Did he actually do that though, or did he just make a post saying he? I could make a post saying I did. And there's gonna be dumb motherfuckers who believe whatever the fuck I say. Tell you his skin is purple. Some motherfucker out there. So apparently,
I just put a lot of.
he contends that TikTok collects hardware IDs, so knowing that I use an iPhone XS Max on their fucking, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't see the issue there.
I know it is. I thought of it. They're gonna know. Gonna pinpoint every cell device is at. That'll discover our weak points in America, and they're gonna destroy us all.
Sure. See how well that goes.
Except, have this thing called the Second Amendment rights,
let's not start today
which keeps countries like China from
doing that.
the
But
United States.
okay, so back to this: the hardware IDs thing. Twitch right now knows the specs of my computer that I'm streaming off. Like, any website you use has access to that information. That doesn't bother me. Christ. We're serious podcast here. Put the fucking lighter down. Okay, they track memory usage on my phone. Okay, that doesn't mean it tracks all of your memory use. And that also doesn't mean, like, your storage. That's your random access memory, the stuff that you use in short bursts. So if I want to flip from Twitter to my text message, use this RAM to pull that up at the same place. Not your storage, very different. And it's probably just tracking the memory usage of that specific app. Like, oh, so we've been using 2 gigabytes of RAM on this person's phone. How do we decrease that? That's what they're tracking. You fucking moron. It knows other apps installed on your phone. Well, since you can connect it to Twitter, or not to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, you can connect them all together. Sure, I can see why it looks for the other apps on your phone. Facebook does that, Twitter does that, fucking Tinder does that. Like, this isn't an issue so far. These are, it knows your IP address. So does every fucking website you go on. Wi-Fi access points and GPS pings, what every website does. Unless you turn them off, which you can do on TikTok, but that's fine. If you read the terms of service, you knew all this fucking shit. So this isn't news. There's no reason for this to be the issue that it is.
People like to just give things a title. They just read facts that are already out there. I'm not out. Not necessarily bad, but because they titled it, that just makes that thing.
Right.
Gives people.
Right. So, what was next on our docket? I think 15 minutes is all we're getting out of that because there's nothing to say. There's no reason that. So, Ninja, YouTube. He streamed there yesterday. We can look real quick. How long was that Ninja stream? Ninja. Yeah, and he has 24 million subscribers. YouTube. So, you're gonna be fine on YouTube. That's just how it goes. So he streamed for an hour, 40 minutes. That's a short fucking stream. The fucking stream already has 2.9 million views. Ow. Jesus Christ. Before the stream started, he had 30,000 people just sitting there waiting for him to actually go live. On YouTube, you can schedule to go live, so it'll be like, you know, this person will be live in an hour. And got it. So that's nuts. Jesus Christ. Any thoughts on Ninja officially streaming on YouTube now, even though no deal has been put in place?
Well, I'm sure YouTube have to pay him for him to bring all these views. I guarantee you that they're gonna give him a deal. They'd be stupid not to.
I don't know if they do. Where's he gonna go? Where else is he gonna stream?
He'll figure it out.
Like,
he could go anywhere. He could make his own goddamn fucking.
I was really hoping that was gonna happen, but it didn't. So apparently we shouldn't play Fortnite. The servers are bad. Last week on the podcast, I was talking to Dizzy about. He got very angry. So suppressing his opinion. He doesn't like Ninja, which is fine. You can hate Ninja. Don't give a fuck. But the thing we argued about was he said Ninja was bad at video games. The pro player. Bad at video games. It just, like, you can say you don't like the game, but
you can't say he's bad at something just because you like him.
Right. So that we got into that argument. It was never. Yeah, this is so far a short episode. Not a lot to talk about again, because why would there be? Oh, I was like, Jesus, that's some good news. Just a blank fucking thing. I don't want to lose. Entertainment, sure.
You know what we need?
Oh, it's National Video Game. Oh, or was that yesterday? What day? It was yesterday. Okay, we celebrated that pretty good then. Yo, what's up, Ghostline? How's it going? Thanks for the host. I appreciate it.
So, you know what we need, I think? We need another game kind of like...
We need another game that was like prime Fortnite.
Yeah, but I've been in the mood like a Minecraft game, but not necessarily like Minecraft, but like a building game. An expansive world like Minecraft. But, you know, go build shit, you know, build your own forts.
So Fortnite saved the world. Just want the other version of.
Kind of. It's more based on making.
I'm hearing Fortnite. Watch some gameplay on Save the World. Because Save the World is kind of like that.
But maybe more like, but still has more like the content. Like you can go out and you can farm and raise shit. And
Basically, you just want to play Minecraft today? Or next time we stream, so tomorrow? Fuck, not tomorrow, because tomorrow tournament day.
But
Big Eat.
But something like a Minecraft, but maybe something
Boo,
that's
Ghostline.
more than just box. You know.
Well, Minecraft is going to get super popular again soon. Because once the RTX version of Minecraft drops, it just changes the way it looks. Here, I'll show you, or everybody else in the world has seen it.
The only YouTube I watch is...
Yeah, you uninstalled Fortnite. Because you... I don't know. We're all out our own opinions. Trying to figure it. It just makes it... That's not... There's an actual... from Nvidia's. Hey, random? Who the fuck's random? You random? I don't think you're random. I think he knows who you are.
Because I'm wearing a hat this time?
You're stupid. So it's an actual video. Isn't where I wanted to be. Nope. What do you mean? Who the fuck's random? I'm in a very confusing spot, but it just makes it look more realistic. Wonder, the guy you literally played video games with like fucking yesterday, yeah. But RTX just changes the way the light. Not actually gonna change anything, and on console, maybe on next gen consoles you'll be able to play it, but not like your PS4 won't be able.
I watched something in like a maps pairing map. It's freaking crazy how
Some of them, yeah.
biggest Minecraft is 127 times big. And they had a lot of maps.
Right.
Yeah, that's
He loves your shirt. Why? Chevy's trash.
fine. You can't say Chevy's trash whenever only Chevys you guys buy are Chevys that probably never had an oil.
Probably. Well, I can though.
Of.
You can say whatever.
Watch that.
I've never rode in or driven in a Honda truck, but they're still trash. See? You've never done it. You can't say the same thing, fucker.
Well, actually, ride's long.
Don't as bad as Ford. Chevy's way worse than Ford. What do you mean? One thing Chevy has ever done better than Ford.
Transmission.
Well, if you made anything that actually had any sort of power to it that would ever stress the transmission, maybe you'd have trouble. Weak
So
ass
literally,
pussy.
people take the only transmission people like to use, listen, transmission last forever, no matter what.
Oh, that's incorrect.
I mean, they last a very long time. They're the most reliable.
Do you remember Kevin's white
transmission.
truck? He had an Allison transmission. Had to get it replaced 4 times. Beginning to think Allison is just one of those names. Doesn't act. It's just a name that everybody knows, thinks is good, but it's actually just not anything.
Wait, Ford though. So that tells me that most likely it was.
I'm still blaming the train. TikToker I watch who drives a fucking Chevy. I don't know.
My Chevy has an Allison transmission.
Oh yeah, it's not Dodge
Allison
anymore. It is Ram. Ram's its own brand. Not a dodge ram, it's just ram.
So now they're not going to do dodging. They're
Yeah. Too much dodge, not enough ram. Now it's too much ram, no dodge a ram, you can dodge a ball. There's like nothing to talk about though.
everybody's so.
Yeah, that's all that is talked about. And I don't want to talk about any of that shit. This is a podcast where we talk about like gaming, just entertainment and nerdy shit, not fucking politics or any dumb fucking bullshit. This year, no fucking point.
Vote Jojo.
What? No, I can't. So you can't vote third party, not in the U.S. They say you can, but you can't. It's a waste of a vote. So
That's true.
I might as well not vote because I think Trump's a fucking retard. But on the same token, I think I was gonna say on the same token, Biden is also a fucking retard.
At least he can answer a question without having to have somebody write it for him.
But I can't in good conscience vote for either of them. So I'm not going to. That's just how I see that as the best way to do it.
I just want Trump to win like in 4 more years. Like, what other kind of crap comes up? Other kind of world ending.
Right. Summer of 2020 is the season of stress baking. Why? Why is everyone stressed? I don't see anything in the world to stress about. You?
20's been my best year.
Leave that. You know what is kind of fucked up though? 2020 actually kind of has been my best year. For me. Which is kind of fucked. Jesus fuck, turn off the fucking ringer.
3PO, shut the fuck up!
That's R2, you fucking moron. Turn your ringer off now, too!
3PO, shut the fuck up!
You unprofessional motherfucker! Jesus Christ! There is like nothing to talk about.
Second Saturday.
Well, yeah.
Oh. Like,
Andrew Yang. I don't know what you're
I do
referring
like
to.
Andrew. I think you would like, Last of Us.
Oh. I need to beat Last of Us 1 first.
If you don't beat... I think you would like it. It's like night. And also, there's a cool little place where you go into... Happen to know. Go into this destroyed structure. Room that you... There's this big ass table. Like somebody playing D&D. Or... characters. Table. And the dice. It was kind of cool. Like, oh,
I've been here.
it's like you know, there had to be a lot of time. Take each little just room and just, you know what, I'm gonna make like this. You know, versus just
right.
That's what I liked about is that everything.
Right.
You know, like in The Last of Us, first one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that Oracle on this building. this room doesn't. This game finding small details and
Yeah. Hit him with the hard T. I don't think anybody's called anybody a cunt yet. Hit him with the hard T. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the last. Very.
I didn't actually care for this. Like I played it and I beat it,
Right.
but it was okay. Back and play it again.
Right.
Not a game that I would go back. But the second one, because there's so much, also a lot of places where kind of sidetrack
Yeah.
and find cool shit, and so that makes me want to maybe go back and play the game. Might come across.
Fair. Fair.
Actually, kind of challenging. Places.
Where the
After-
fuck do I...
Unless you're playing on really hard. After. Alright, done.
This is where you gotta go, dumbass. Keep hearing fast noise.
Rats.
Have any rat
Back
rats either?
fall out of your hair and go.
Oh, sure. I mean, the Washington Redskins are changing their name, probably. So, thoughts? I've
I feel
looked
like
at Discord. You haven't sent me anything.
I feel like
Jesus
this
Christ.
is funny because literally the only people who are getting offended over this are white people.
That's not.
It is true. The
No,
Indian, literally the Indian, the logo from
Sure.
the tribe, literally said that they were proud to have something like that represent them in such a big part of football's a big thing. Chiefs have a lot of fans. A
But
lot
the
of people
Chiefs
love the
isn't a
Chiefs.
straight up derogatory term.
But look at this picture right here. White.
Okay.
White. They're all white. No Indians there that are pissed off about.
Okay, how do you know what their heritage is? Just because they look white doesn't mean they're not 50% Native American.
Okay, so what's that one chick that was in office? Well, I'm
Okay,
Native
that's
American.
different.
She's like 0.0003.
That's not what I mean.
Native American.
That's not what I mean. I mean, there's
Now okay, so if you want to change something, get rid of Redskin. I can see what that could be.
right. That's what the problem is.
But there's nothing wrong with the name the Chiefs.
Well, nobody wants to change the Chiefs. Not a single person said anything.
They want to change everything. They
Nice,
want to
Ghostline.
completely name them.
Well, they don't. The Redskins, yes. The Redskins, the Washington Redskins, going away.
I would just.
Well, you
Big
can't.
one.
The Chiefs already exist, you dumbass. You can't have the Chiefs going against the Chiefs today.
Yes, you can.
No. I'm really into the DCFC because I think it sounds great. Or DC Admirals. Would be nice. Do something with DC. They're also talking about changing the name of the Cleveland Indians. That one's really easy though. Before they were called the Cleveland Indians, they were called the Cleveland Spiders. And
Let's call them the squaws.
well, that's worse. Apology tour time.
Oh yes, my girlfriend.
The Cleveland Spiders logo, kind of sick. Even the old one, sick. But they don't have to change.
That's offensive for people who have arachnophobia.
Fuck 'em.
Most. Fuck
Yeah.
'em.
But I do understand the. Yeah, technically, yeah. I think the Indians are changing their name. But it did lead to the question, do the Chiefs need to change their name? And everybody says no, because it's not a derogatory term. Just like Cowboys isn't a derogatory term. Indians just doesn't make sense. Because the Native Americans have never been Indians. That was just because Christopher Columbus was fucking dumb and thought he landed in India. So, that one just doesn't make sense. It's not technically a derogatory term, it's just fucking dumb. So, there's a difference there. Yeah. I don't know what we're actually supposed to be talking about. I'm just... Oh, good. Trump's having a meltdown. That's... I don't know. We're not talking about this on the podcast.
Of course, it's from... Trump has a meltdown every single day, according to...
I don't want to... But... He probably tweeted some dumb shit.
Everybody's like, why won't he release his taxes? Well, I have my problem with it. He's been rich for a while.
Yeah, he's been rich since the day he was born.
Not necessarily. He went bankrupt
yes,
twice.
necessarily.
I'd bailed
him
twice.
Yeah, so he's been rich since he was fucking 3 years old because his dad could bail him out. Our parents couldn't bail us out.
I would want my parents to bail me out, which they have. I was in the hole with my truck and stuff like that. No, yeah, it wasn't $1 million that I had to be bailed out of.
Right.
But I still had to be bailed out.
Sure.
In my mind, there's not much difference. Just because a family is better off than you are, doesn't mean you have to hate them.
No, you know the reason why people fucking hate him? He wants to talk about how he works hard and he's just like you. Bull fucking shit. Well, he had to work really hard to make some money. No, he didn't. Give me $1 million, and I guarantee you I can turn it into $1 billion. It's not hard. You know when it's hard? If you're fucking dumb and go out, and as soon as you get $1 million, you buy a couple cars, a boat, and a truck, and a house, and oh, there's all your money gone.
That's not why he went bankrupt.
No, I know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's the argument. People have this argument of, I'll read that in a second. Yeah, I'll read that in just a second once I finish my thought. But, so, the reason people get so pissed off is he tries to act like he's had to bust his ass from the bottom. No, you didn't. You started off in a privileged position and stayed there. Good for fucking you. It's hard to get a position like that. When you get it, though, it's really fucking hard to lose. Now, can you? Of course, because you can be just dumb. Like, I'm not saying he's, the dumbest person alive, but he's also not a genius. And people need to stop acting like he is.
He's IQ tested one of the highest. Which, I don't feel like before, 25 years, it'd be very relevant.
He has done more. No, he hasn't. He has not done more than any president there ever was. Don't. That's dumb. FDR would make Trump look like a piece of shit. Nobody wants to remember FDR. Okay, so. Yeah, every once in a while his voice gets gated, I know. He doesn't talk loud enough. It happens, he's dumb. So, given the opportunity to press a button, award you $1,000 at the cost of the life of a random person on another continent. Well, parallels between impacts. Why do so many people? Because if it's a life that you can't see and that doesn't affect you, don't care. My own voice is being gated, that's good. But so Why do so many people press the button? But okay, so it's because it's a life that you don't know and that doesn't affect you. It's just some random asshole from way the fuck over there that I've never met before, never would have met, never know. Then it doesn't affect me. Right? It's not like I had to physically kill them. I didn't have to physically do anything.
Right.
No, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. I don't know how anyone can be. But I say the same thing about Trump. So, our bar is really low for like decent people running for office, but somehow we can never find one. You think he's sleepy? I think everyone's sleepy. It's been a long fucking year.
Right. We're all just fucking tired, but Joe maybe more so than others. I agree. But we'll say one thing. I like the fact that Donald Trump gives his paycheck to presidents better cause.
Does he actually give them away?
Yeah, he does. Every paycheck, you see it in the news. Trump donates his paycheck to.
I've never seen that in the news. Never once.
Because you don't like the guy, you don't even look.
No, that's not true. I just don't watch the fucking news.
Exactly.
I don't pull up Fox News or ABC News or fucking.
But you won't see it on CNN because they refuse to believe that he does interest.
Sure, just like Fox News says every Democrat's a literal demon. Both sides are fucking retarded. The fact that nobody wants to admit that is the problem. Stop sitting here and saying, oh, the red way is correct, oh, the blue way is correct, and realize you're both fucking stupid. You need to shut the fuck up and figure out what's actually right. But
well,
nobody
they just
wants
need to
to
remember that they work for us, and
that's not how that works. That's never been how that works. They don't work for shit. We don't vote on any. Argue Trump has no need of a small
480,000.
He doesn't need it. That's why he donates it. That's the whole point
But
he was making.
He could still keep it.
Yeah, there's nothing saying he can't keep it.
He's not the first wealthy ass president to ever exist.
Right.
But he is the first one to ever donate.
That's
his
not
salary.
true. Either Reagan or JFK didn't. Can't remember which one.
Probably JFK.
Or both. Fuck. Could have been both. But there have been presidents who refused to check because they didn't need it.
Right, exactly.
Okay, there's no proof of that. Stop making shit up. I don't. There's no proof behind that. You're just making shit up for. I don't like the guy either. But at least if I'm gonna bash him, it's gonna be over something that actually there's proof behind that he's fucking dumb.
Yeah. That's a big problem with today's
don't just
society.
make
they
shit
just
up.
throw shit out there. Well, he's wealthy. He must be siphoning.
Yeah, he's not taking taxpayer money. Sure, he has dubious business. Everyone does. He's a fucking bajillionaire. Like he
got a lot of money. That's for sure. Why would he have to siphon money? Literally,
you literally said siphoning money from the taxpayer. You literally said that.
Yeah, right there.
Like, doesn't matter. He's correctly. He's not. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is what I'm done. I'm not talking politics anymore. It's dumb. Nobody ever actually wants to find out anything that actually is a thing. Why is Trump so chummy with this? Because sure, let's just go to another war, right? Is that what you want? Just let's go to another fucking war. I don't understand. I feel like war's probably a bad thing that we shouldn't be fucking doing all the time.
Yeah, you know what happens when we go to war? The taxpayers have to pay more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So if you want to pay less taxes, let's go to war.
No, things aren't just facts because you're just saying shit. Here, I'll say something. Fucking, I don't know. Joe Biden has been not taking taxpayer money per se, not directly, but he started this fund that was supposed to go to, like, college kids, but in reality, he just spends it on strippers. There you go. It's a fact. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a fact. That's your argument. Oh, do you?
So who are you talking about?
He's talking about
Because if you're talking about Trump, nobody has ever said anything.
But even if he did, sure. But then are you gonna also hold Hillary accountable?
Yeah,
and Obama and every other president who's ever lived? Don't. Oh, you're gonna hold every president who's ever lived. Okay, I don't buy it. It's your argument to take down Trump, and then when you realize that every other dumb motherfucker did it too, now it's like, well, they didn't. They did.
I find it stupid that all of these career politicians who have been in office for 40, 50 years, who had the chance to change and do something about the problems in the United States, and didn't. And now they just blame it on President Trump, who has just shown. That makes no sense.
Yeah, and so are the fucking Bushes. Bushes are also war criminals. And one of them, of the junior variety, is also a terrorist, but that's fine.
That's a side note.
That's a side
track that we could just.
We'll skip over
light
that.
On a sticky note, slap it on the board.
It's something that everybody knows, but nobody wants to acknowledge. That, or they just want to stay blind. Also, fucking. Like I said, I'm done talking politics.
All right, there, bud.
I can't stand politics, man.
Where have you got this
When did he
information?
endorse the assassination of someone? And if he owns businesses in other countries, that's not illegal. Nothing wrong with that.
If you have a problem with that, then look at the Bidens.
Look at everyone.
Literally every billionaire out there.
Well, and just every company. Like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. They all have sections of their business or like their factories in other countries. They all have something. McDonald's operates in every country around the world. They're an American company. Ooh, no, New Jersey's going to require the people to wear masks outside. Okay. Get ready for protests in New Jersey over somebody whose rights are being. They're not, but I'm sorry. Don't like a little bit, but whether or not. I don't.
No, so this is the thing about the United States.
Speak up a little. Make sure that this.
So, seem to be very opinionated how things should be ran. There's nothing that stops you, good thing about America, from pursuing a higher education, politics, and eventually down the line, campaign, running for president, or a political branch that you make differences.
Actually, if you want to make a difference, don't run for president. President doesn't make a difference. The president doesn't write laws. The president just says yes or no to the laws written by the legislative branch. So congressmen, senators, you know, any of that. Go do that. You know, you can run to be a congressman or a senator at 25. At president at 35. But again, president's just kind of the face of everything. Not actually doing much. In the way of, like, writing new laws, creating plans. He's not the one in charge of that. He just signs off on it. Says, okay, we can do this.
That's why I find it maddening to me that reporters are asking him questions. You know, why haven't you taken action in this city? Or why haven't you taken... If that's the governor's job.
The problem is, people only want to bring up the stuff Trump's done and then say, well, he shouldn't be our president. I agree. I don't think he should have been from the beginning. But I also don't think Hillary or Biden or any of them should. They're all pieces of shit. Every single one of them. I've literally, in the last, 6 campaign cycles, there's been one guy I didn't think was a piece of shit, and that's Andrew Yang, and he was, like, not voted for by anybody. Because when somebody actually articulates well and says stuff and makes sense, if I ask you this, if I came to you and asked you about a certain person, the first thing you would say, no, I hate, oh, fucking A. Apparently I'm a Trump supporter now. No, but I'm just saying, we can't just pinpoint, well, Trump did this dodgy shit, and then pretend that Biden didn't. That's the problem. You are pretending that Biden is God, and Trump is Satan. When, no, both of them are just shit.
I'm not, yes, saying that I have no problem talking shit about Biden. No, every time brought something up about Trump, I said, okay, well, Biden has also done.
They've done the same thing.
It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical.
Like,
you can't criticize one party when this party's doing the same damn thing.
Right. Why both parties are stupid? Mr. Red over here and Mr. Blue over there are, both sitting there saying only I'm right when actually both of you are fucking retarded. Right, but we have also criticized Trump. Me more than him, but that's fine.
I criticize him a lot, though.
Right.
Like,
there's a lot of dumb shit he does.
I voted
for him.
But
we can also acknowledge the good things. I still
acknowledge that he does something. Also, good things about him.
Telling LeBron and Kevin Durant that they needed to shut up and stick to basketball. Fucking retarded.
Yes.
Because what gave him the right to talk about politics? He's just a reality TV star. Really? I mean, that's what people know Trump as, is a reality TV star. No, that's... We've acknowledged what you're saying Trump has done, but also...
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that Donald Trump is right, or right for doing something that Biden has also done.
It's fucked that Trump makes millions from Saudi after they openly killed a civilian. There's this very thing, though, about China. So China does the same thing, kills civilians.
Right.
It's a difference in our countries. They do not have the same rights as people that we do. That's something to do with their government. We can't control that. Unless you want to go to war with every country and make a one world government where everybody's just America and has the same freedoms and rights we do, which will never fucking happen.
But you think about it, people die in the United States. People are still making money in the United States. Is that wrong?
But the government's not really killing civilians. They're not.
Right.
Our police force technically isn't a government branch. Which is, going back to the whole, I don't know if I ever brought this idea up to you. Isn't a lot of the on Trump's tariffs on China. No, it's more that he just wants these businesses to come back to America so jobs here.
That's a good thing. We need to be more self-reliant on ourselves,
right?
More than a country,
especially
a communist.
I honestly don't think Trump or anyone in the government actually gives a shit about the humanitarian atrocities happening. You know who I do think cares? The people. You know, when you see the stuff in China where they're protesting, wanting rights, shouldn't they? Of course. But our government also doesn't care about me or you, and they never fucking have and never fucking will. You know how we fix it? We start a revolution. You know what the problem with that is? You have to have somebody to lead it. I'm not the voice to lead a revolution. Wonder isn't the voice to lead a revolution. Hubert Noob is not the voice to lead a revolution. We need somebody who actually promotes change and can change something to lead it. But we also have to be at a point. Sounds like a cop-out. No, this is just how it fucking is. We need somebody who can start a revolution. But we also need to be living in a time where people are willing to open. Too many people right now are afraid to see the truth from both sides. See the point of view of both sides.
How do you have a revolution if everybody's divided?
Right.
You have to come together.
People have to come together, and we're not at a point where we can do that. Once people realize that everything going on right now is trying to force us to be divided, to not see the problems, not come together and figure shit out, until the day where we can actually, most of the country, come together as a group and go, oh, shit's just fucked. It's not just fucked for you. It's not just fucked for me. It's not just fucked for them. It's just fucked.
That's the government's biggest fear, is the people coming together.
And realizing that shit's just fucked.
Because when people don't rely on the government, then the government does not have power.
Right.
So that's their biggest fear. They do not want unity amongst the people.
That sounds like a cop-out, then I don't know what to tell you. But I don't have the voice, and I don't have any means to run a revolution.
Right now, it's impossible to have a revolution. It's a free fall. It's a free-for-all right now. Someday there might be. No.
Are there other countries? Sure. They do have healthy systems of government. But they're not... But there's big differences in the way those countries operate as a whole.
Right.
Right. First of all, less people, which is a big thing. Second of all, I recommend decreasing your gate threshold. Yeah. Have to do that at some point, but it's also rough because 90% of the time he's not here to use my mic, and it works fine when I'm talking into it. Except for right there. But Canada has a great system of governance, but kind of. They're a very different country than we. You know, in America, we care. Everybody cares. Well, no, but we are the most different country out of all of them. Where, I mean, technically we do have the most rights of any country in the world, but we also have the most laws. Because yes, you are free to own certain things or to do certain things. But we also have more laws around those things. Like, there are actually, I think, like, gun control. There's a lot of laws, and people are just fucking dumb and don't know what any of it means. No, I know how to change the gate plugin. I'm the one who set it up. I did the plugins. But what are, like India and China are the two countries whose size population wise are up there with ours. And unless we want to be communists, we can't use that. 30% of what I say is being dropped.
That's not good.
Oh, good. I'll completely fix it later. My last sentence. Okay, so no, America is not classified as a democracy.
We're a republic.
We're a republic. Those are very different. Kind of the same, but different.
A democratic republic.
Yes.
To be specific.
Right. My last sentence was talking about China and India are the countries with populations the same as ours. Unless we want to move to their style of governance, we can't copy fucking Singapore. We can't copy Canada. You just said America is officially classified as a flawed democracy. No, it's officially classified as a democratic republic. Because it's not a democracy. It's not a straight-up democracy. That's why. Never has been, never will be. Sure, but New Zealand also has about as many people living there as we do in, like, California. And there's also this thing in America where the I don't know how to word. The state governments are supposed to have more control than our federal government. There's the word. Couldn't figure out federal government.
Right.
I was just thinking
like
country
what I
government.
mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
When people are trying to blame a lot of this stuff that's going on in cities, Trump. That's not Trump's job. It's the governor's job.
Yeah.
To take care of their state.
Right. We do not live in a place where the... How does No. You are saying to compare our government to others. But the way other governments are run, we can't do that. We can't just have the one central government tell us how the entire country is going to operate. That's not what America is. We live in Wyoming, and Wyoming is going to decide, for the most part, what Wyoming does. There will always be federal laws, but for most things, Wyoming gets to choose what it does. Texas gets to choose what it does. Washington gets to choose what it does. That's why states have so many varying laws on certain things.
That's how you prevent dictatorship.
Yeah, because no president is in complete control. Governors kind of are, but over their own state.
Only over their states, though. That
Right.
doesn't prevent a neighboring state or, the president
Right.
from chipping in. All the checks and balances. All has to do with checks and balances. Keep one person from dictator and having too much power over everything.
But
that's also one thing. That's also one reason why I don't think the Second Amendment.
Why did we start talking about politics?
I like how we said we weren't going to start talking about politics yet. We are.
Have been applied in almost every way. But we are also a very capitalistic country. We are never going to be a place where, you're guaranteed to get paid the same amount I am. The government's not going to pay us. The government's not going to regulate you. We are. If we see something that exists, like computers, they're too overpriced, it's our job to not buy them. Force the company to lower their prices. Figure shit out. It's our job to control everything.
Right. It all has to do with supply and demand.
The people control this country.
There's no demand.
Or are supposed to. The problem is, what is actually supposed to be happening isn't. Nobody wants to wake up and realize that. but I'm done. I don't want to talk about politics anymore. It just annoys the fuck out of me. So, why is the pursuit of simple done by greater society? Because we've let businesses start to control everything. So, it's society doesn't shun anything. What shuns it is businesses.
But the bad part is we're allowing these big corporations to monopolize. I don't agree with. I think bigger, higher businesses not be allowed to monopolize. Kind of like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro Shop bought out Cabela's. Because that allowed Bass Pro to monopolize.
So what's happening is all of these jobs are starting to be able to be replaced by robots for cheaper. We didn't say we didn't need any regulation. We just said the government can't fully regulate shit. The government doesn't get to choose everything. Sure. But it's also kind of just people's fault. We've just kind of accepted whatever happens. We just kind of accept that, oh, well, that's just how it goes. But again, back to the fucking thing I was going off on. At this point, if you don't work super hard, automation wins. Right. The money is just going to go to the company. That's the point. We're all going to be out of jobs. That's why Andrew Yang proposed the freedom dividend, which is what you're supposed to call it, because it apparently pulled higher with Republicans if you called it the freedom dividend instead of universal-based
freedom in it.
Yeah, the fact that the universal basic income and the freedom dividend are the same thing, but when you called it the freedom dividend, Republicans liked it. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's just acceptance, honestly. Like when McDonald's puts in touchscreen ordering booths, money saved on employees. Right. Sure. McDonald's just gets richer. That's true. That's because here's the thing. Minimum wage right now, still at $7.25, $7.50, whatever. Right. What the fuck ever. That's anyway. Well, no, in the U.S. Minimum wage in the U.S. is that. Each state can change it. So, state of Washington has changed it to $15.
So is California.
That's only according to their state government. Yeah, they could still only pay you $7.25 if they wanted to. The state just wouldn't. Because federally, $7.25. So, minimum wage hasn't changed since 1992. The prices of everything in the world have inflated, though, past that. Technically, minimum wage right now, if it would have grown at the same rate that it's supposed to, because what is the point of minimum wage? Get in this argument a lot. What is the point of minimum wage?
Oh, so it's the lowest amount of money to pay a person buy, basically, live comfortably, buy groceries.
It's the minimum amount of money. Second. It's the minimum wage that you can earn that is supposed to be able to be that one person can earn to support a family of. Right now, 2 people on minimum wage cannot support themselves. Living together in a shithole apartment. Still can't support yourself. So, yes, minimum wage does need to be increased. That doesn't mean the prices of everything would have to increase. Minimum wage should be increasing to the same rate of inflation everything else has, but it hasn't. Yang's system of UBI, the welfare fund, are not welfare funds. That's a very different system. Okay. And technically, it's not corporate taxations. It's production taxations, which are a little different. It's not when Nike buys the shoe, it's when because Nike isn't the actual manufacturer of most of their shit. It's another company. The manufacturer who's making them has to pay a tax on those products that they're receiving. I think most companies fight against minimum wage already exists. Would they fight trying to raise it? Sure. But at some point, sure. Would they fight an increase? Sure. But at some point, people will stop working there when they're not getting paid enough to live. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the whole point that I'm trying to get. It shouldn't be entirely the government's job to fix shit for you. If you don't like something, stop fucking doing it.
Stop going along.
Speak for your damn self. Don't just go along with it and say, it's just life. It's not just life.
Life sucks.
I mean, life's a bitch and then you die, but you can try to make it better. All right, that's how I'm ending the podcast. I'm over it. Long enough. I'm done. Anything else you want to say? Yep, we'll get another tangent. But thank y'all for coming by, arguing with us. It was fucking goddamn it. People living paycheck to paycheck. Market. All right, you two have a great rest of your day. Fun arguments, I guess.
Yeah, it was intuitive at least.
Yeah. Hopefully we learned something. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully that's how it worked. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Where the fuck's my end?